Zara Okafor never expected her first taste of Seoul to be the taste of blood. It happened too fast for her mind to catch up. 1 second she was running, the next her palms slammed against cold pavement as she skidded around a corner in a narrow alley, rain slicing the air like knives. Her breath burst out in sharp gasps, every inhale scraping her chest as she forced her legs to keep moving. Her heart thrashed in her ribs. Her soaked braids slapped against her back. But she didn't dare stop, not with the footsteps behind her, not with the shouts growing louder, not with the certainty that if they caught her, she wouldn't see the sunrise. "She's turning left, block the exit," a boy's voice bellowed in Korean. Another barked back, "Don't let her reach the street, now." Their footsteps were coordinated, sharp, merciless. They didn't sound like students chasing a girl. They sounded like predators trained to hunt. Before we start, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss a single twist in this story. Trust me. Zara's shoes splashed through puddles as she sprinted, ignoring the burning ache in her thighs. Her vision blurred with rain, fear, and exhaustion. She slipped on the slick ground, her knees slamming painfully into the pavement, but she scrambled up instantly, adrenaline overpowering the sting. A flash of movement ahead made her freeze. A figure stepped into her path, calm, steady, completely untouched by the chaos around them. Even in the storm, even through her fear, Zara recognized him. Yoon-taek. Tall, sharp-eyed, cold as winter, the boy with a presence heavy enough to quiet entire hallways at school. The boy students bowed their heads around. The boy she bumped into just 2 days earlier. He stood there now, blocking her escape, rain pouring down his face but not altering the terrifying stillness of his expression. "You should have left," he said, his voice low. "You had 48 hours. Zara stumbled back, her chest tightening as 3 other boys emerged behind her, forming a wall of black jackets and silver tiger symbols. Their eyes were unreadable, their posture deadly. The Baekho Clan. The teenage mafia that ruled Baekseong High. And somehow, she, just a new student, had become their target. "Why are you doing this?" Zara cried, her voice cracking. "I didn't do anything to you." None of them answered. Rain hammered the ground harder, like the sky itself sensed what was about to happen. Yoon-taek raised one hand, a silent signal. The boys behind Zara moved in instantly. She bolted left. A hand grabbed her sleeve. She yanked herself free with a scream. Another lunged for her waist. She twisted away. She darted under a metal railing, scraping her elbow, and ran blindly down another narrow passage. Then a blinding light flashed in her face. The world spun violently. Everything went dark. 48 hours earlier, Zara stepped out of Incheon Airport with 2 suitcases and a heart full of hope. Her breath caught in her throat as she stared at the glowing Seoul skyline. Everything felt unreal. The cold air, the colorful signs, the clean roads, the cars whizzing past. She hugged her thin jacket closer. Lagos had prepared her for heat, noise, crowded laughter. But this Korea felt like a glossy dream. A taxi driver waved her over. "Baekseong High?" he asked in accented English. "Yes," she said, smiling brightly. "Scholarship program." He nodded and helped her load her luggage. The car pulled out of the airport and merged onto the highway, passing neon streets and towering buildings. Zara pressed her forehead against the window, excitement warming her chest. This was supposed to be her new beginning. A chance to study abroad, to build a future, to make her parents proud. She never imagined someone in that school would look at her face and panic. When the taxi stopped in front of Baekseong High, her excitement faltered. The school didn't look like a school. It looked like a corporate fortress, steel gates, tall walls, security cameras everywhere, and students walking quietly in perfect lines. "Is this normal?" she muttered. Dragging her suitcases behind her, she stepped through the gates. Students slowed as she passed. Some stared openly, some whispered. Others avoided eye contact as if she were diseased. Zara forced a smile. Maybe they've never seen a black girl before. "Relax, Zara, you're overthinking." Inside the main building, the hallways gleamed like marble, reflecting the overhead lights. Everything was too spotless, too silent, too controlled. As she stood there absorbing it all, a small girl with round eyes approached her hesitantly. "You're new," the girl whispered. "Yes," Zara said, relieved someone finally talked to her. "I'm Zara." "I'm Mina." The girl looked around as if afraid of being caught talking. Welcome, but you should be careful. This school, it's not normal." Zara frowned. "What do you mean?" Mina opened her mouth, but suddenly the hallway shifted. Students moved aside. The air thickened. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. 3 boys walked together down the center of the hall. Black jackets. Silver tiger emblem. Expressionless, controlled faces. The Baekho Clan. Mina whispered urgently, "Don't look at them." But Zara couldn't help herself. Her suitcase wheel caught on the edge of a tile, sending her stumbling. Straight into the chest of the boy at the center. Yoon-taek. He caught her automatically, his hands firm around her arms. For a moment, their eyes locked, and something flickered across his face. His breath hitched. Shock. Recognition. Fear. "But how?" he whispered. His 2 companions froze. One leaned closer and murmured something in Korean. "Hyung, she looks just like her." Zara blinked. "I'm so sorry, Who are you?" Yoon-taek asked quietly. Zara Okafor. I just arrived yesterday." His gaze sharpened. "From where?" "Nigeria." The boy beside him slowly lifted his phone and snapped a photo of her face. Zara jumped back. "Hey, what's your problem?" Yoon-taek shot the boy a harsh glare. The phone immediately lowered. Mina grabbed Zara's wrist. "Come on now." Zara allowed herself to be pulled away, but every step she took, she felt the weight of Yoon-taek's eyes on her back. Not angry. Not curious. But stunned. Haunted. Terrified. As if she reminded him of someone. As if she was someone. The next morning, just before first period, Zara opened her locker and a small, folded note fluttered out. She picked it up, confused. 4 shaky words stared back at her. "You shouldn't be here." Her stomach dropped. "What kind of?" The metal clink of a locker closing made her turn sharply. A boy stood beside her. A black mask covered the lower half of his face. His dark eyes were sharp, assessing, dangerous. "If you want to live," he said softly, "transfer out today." Zara's breath caught. "What are you talking about?" He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "They've already noticed you." "Notice me for what?" His jaw tightened. "You look like someone who shouldn't exist." Before she could ask anything else, shouting erupted from down the hall. Students rushed toward a cluster of phones, gasping. The masked boy cursed under his breath. "They've seen your photo," he said. "What photo?" He didn't answer. He disappeared into the crowd like smoke. And Zara felt the world tilt beneath her feet. Zara pushed her way through the gathering crowd, trying to see what everyone was reacting to, but students shifted just enough to block her view. Their whispers came in rapid, fearful fragments. "It's true." "Impossible." "She looks exactly like her." "Why would someone post this?" "No, why would she come here?" Her heart thudded painfully as she reached the circle. A girl stepped aside for half a second, and Zara caught sight of a phone screen. Her breath froze. It was a side-by-side image. On the left, a picture of her taken when she bumped into Yoon-taek. On the right, a photo of a girl she didn't know. A girl with pale skin, soft features, dark hair, and quiet eyes. But the resemblance, it was chilling. The girl looked like Zara. Not identical, but close enough to make her stomach drop. The shape of the eyes, the curve of the jawline, the expression, everything matched just enough to feel unnatural. A student whispered, "Why would she come back? She's dead." Another muttered, "If the Baekho boys saw this, she's done." Zara felt the air squeeze around her. "Who is that?" she demanded, voice shaking. Who is this girl? Nobody answered. Students avoided her eyes as if speaking to her could curse them too. Mina finally broke through the crowd and grabbed Zara's arm. Come with me, now. Tell me who she is, Zara insisted, her voice trembling with fear and confusion. Mina looked around nervously before pulling her down an empty corridor. Once they were alone, she whispered. Her name was Hana. Was. She died 3 years ago. Zara blinked. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? You look like her. Mina's voice cracked with something like terror. And Hana was the sister of someone very important. Zara waited, her heart climbing into her throat. Mina swallowed hard. Yoon-teek. The words slammed into Zara like a wave. The leader of the Baekho Clan. The boy who stared at her like she'd crawled out of his nightmares. The same boy who blocked her escape in that dark alley 48 hours later. Zara exhaled a shaky breath. This has to be a coincidence. Mina shook her head violently. There are no coincidences here, not at Baekseong High. Zara opened her mouth to speak, but Mina suddenly pulled her closer and whispered urgently. Someone's coming. 3 boys in black jackets turned the corner, eyes scanning, voices low, tense. Zara tried to remain calm, but her pulse hammered. Mina stepped slightly in front of her. Keep your head down, she whispered. The boys passed, but not before one of them slowed, his gaze lingering on Zara with unsettling curiosity. He smirked slightly, then continued walking. The moment they were gone, Zara released a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. I don't understand any of this, she whispered. Why does everyone look like they've seen a ghost? Mina hesitated, because to them they have. Zara shook her head, refusing to accept that. It doesn't matter if I resemble someone. That doesn't give them the right to. It matters here, Mina cut in softly. Everything matters here. Every look, every rumor, every mistake, especially when it's connected to the Baekho clan. A bell rang overhead, startling them. Meet me during lunch, Mina whispered. I'll explain everything. Just keep your head down until then. Zara nodded numbly and walked toward her classroom, trying to ignore the stares that followed her. She felt exposed, like the air itself was judging her. When she entered the classroom, conversations died instantly. Every pair of eyes locked on her. She swallowed hard and sat in the back, hopping to disappear. Mr. Park, the homeroom teacher, entered with a stack of books. He didn't look up. We have a new student joining us. Zara forced herself to stand when he gestured to her. I'm Zara Okafor. It's nice to meet all of you. Silence. Cold, dense, unwelcoming silence. Mr. Park nodded stiffly, having clearly been told something he didn't want to know. Take your seat. As soon as Zara sat, 2 girls in front of her leaned close to whisper. Why would she come here? She's going to ruin everything. What if he sees her again? Zara bit her lip, fighting the urge to cry. Her chest felt tight, and tears pricked her eyes. She didn't understand why she was suddenly the center of a nightmare she never signed up for. She fought to focus on the teacher, but her mind kept replaying the image of Hana's face beside hers. They really did look alike. But why would that matter? When the bell rang again, Zara left the classroom quickly, needing air. She stepped outside into the courtyard and leaned against a pillar, trying to steady her breaths. She didn't get the chance. A shadow fell over her. She tensed and slowly looked up. Yoon-teek stood a few feet away, hands in his pockets, expression unreadable. Students instinctively backed away, leaving a wide, empty circle around them. Zara's mouth went dry. Why are you looking at me like that? His eyes studied her face with a quiet intensity that made her skin crawl. You shouldn't be here. That's what your friend in the mask said, she snapped, fear turning into anger. But nobody is telling me why. His jaw tightened. Because you're trouble. For looking like someone. Are you serious? His expression darkened. You don't understand. Then explain it to me. Silence hung between them, heavy as lead. Finally, he took a step closer. Leave this school. I can't, she said, voice firm despite her shaking hands. I worked too hard to get here. You don't know what this place is, he whispered. You don't know what you walked into. Then tell me. But he didn't. He simply turned away and walked off, leaving her confused, scared, and furious. A sudden buzz vibrated in her pocket. She took out her phone, expecting a text from Mina. But her screen showed a message from an unknown number. A single sentence. If you stay here, you won't make it to the end of the week. Zara's hands shook as she read it again, heart pounding so loudly she could barely hear the students whispering around her. Someone was watching her. Someone knew her number. And someone wanted her gone. Lunch couldn't come fast enough. Mina met her behind the music room, face pale, hands trembling. Things are getting worse, she whispered. I heard them talking. They're trying to find out everything about you. Who? The clan leaders, the boys who run this school. They think you showing up is a sign. Zara frowned. A sign of what? Mina glanced around, swallowed audibly, and whispered. A curse. Zara stared in disbelief. A curse, me, that's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to them, Mina whispered, voice shaking. To the Baekho Clan, superstition is dangerous. They believe that anyone who resembles Hana brings misfortune. Last time someone spread a rumor about a ghost looking like her, 3 students disappeared. Zara's skin crawled. This can't be real. Mina took her hands gently. Zara, this school is not safe for you. Zara opened her mouth, ready to argue. But the next voice froze her blood. Well, a boy drawled behind her. Look who we found. 2 Baekho boys stepped forward, blocking the way. They weren't smiling. They weren't joking. They looked like they came for her. And they weren't leaving without something. Zara's heart stopped. She had been found. Again. And this time, she could see in their eyes. They didn't want answers. They wanted her. Zara instinctively stepped back as the 2 Baekho boys approached, their shoulders squared, their eyes fixed on her with predatory interest. Mina tightened her grip on Zara's wrist, trembling so badly she looked like she might collapse. What do you want? Zara asked, trying to steady her breath. The boy on the left, tall, with dyed ash blonde hair and a lazy smirk, tilted his head. Relax, we just want to talk. The other boy, with a scar cutting across his brow, added, Boss wants answers. You're going to give them. Mina stepped in front of Zara despite shaking. Leave her alone. She hasn't done anything. Scarbrow scoffed. Stay out of this, Mina. This isn't your business. Zara felt anger boil beneath her fear. You can't just corner people like this. I didn't do anything to you. Blonde boy smirked. That's the point, sweetheart. You don't need to do anything. Your face is the problem. Because I look like some dead girl, Zara snapped. That's insane and you know it. For a moment, neither boy reacted. Then blonde boy took a step closer and leaned in, his voice dropping to a chilling whisper. You don't just look like her, you mirror her. The day you appeared, our group chat exploded. Everyone saw the picture, even the upper council. Upper council, Zara frowned. This is a school, not a government. Mina tugged at her sleeve urgently. Zara, please don't. Scarbrow cut Mina off with a glare. Tell her what the council said. Mina froze. Blonde boy chuckled. They said if a girl who looks like Hana appears again, she's a bad omen, and bad omens get cleaned up. Zara's stomach dropped. Cleaned up, you mean? Before she could finish, blonde boy tapped her chin with the back of his finger. Exactly what you're thinking. Zara jerked back, heart hammering. Are you threatening to kill me? Scarbrow shrugged. We don't make the rules, we follow orders. Mina's voice broke. Please let her go. Zara felt the panic rising like a tsunami. She couldn't outrun 2 boys in a narrow hallway. She couldn't scream. No one here would help her. Not in this school where everyone obeyed fear. Then, unexpectedly, blonde boy sighed and rubbed his neck. Look, we didn't come here to hurt you right now. We're supposed to bring you to the rooftop after last class. Boss wants to see you. Boss, Zara repeated, voice trembling. And if I refuse? Scarbrow smirked. You won't. We'll drag you if we have to, Blonde Boy added casually. Mina stepped in front of Zara again. You can't take her. She just got here. She doesn't know anything. Scarbrow nudged Mina aside. This is bigger than you. Zara felt something deep in her chest tighten with fury. And what makes you think I'll just obey? Blonde Boy's smile faded. Because if you run, they'll hunt you. The word hunt made Zara's blood turn to ice. Scarbrow crossed his arms. We'll come for you after school. Don't make this harder. With that, the two boys walked off, their footsteps slow and deliberate, leaving Zara and Mina frozen in place. As soon as they were gone, Mina grabbed Zara by both shoulders. We have to get you out. We have to hide you until we figure out. No, Zara whispered, voice shaking. No more running. Mina stared at her like she had lost her mind. Zara, you don't understand. Yoon-teek doesn't ask twice. If you ignore a summons. What? He kills people. Mina went silent. And that silence was louder than any answer. Zara looked away, her breath trembling. Why me? Why this? I didn't come here to get involved in whatever mafia nonsense this is. Mina's lips parted slightly at the word mafia, as if she wanted to explain more, but fear kept her silent. The bell rang for the next class. But Zara felt anything but ready for school. As they walked toward the classroom building, students parted again, just slightly, just enough for Zara to feel the isolation tightening around her throat. Eyes darted toward her, away again, like she was something cursed. A pair of girls whispered as she passed. Do you think she's really connected to Hana? She shouldn't have come. The clan is already on edge. Someone said they saw her talking to the masked shadow this morning. The masked shadow? You mean Jin? SHH, don't say his name out loud. Zara's mind spiraled. Masked shadow. Jin. Baekho Clan. Upper Council. Bad omen. Hunt. The words all tangled into a knot in her chest. Her next class was math, but she couldn't focus. Every scribble of chalk felt like it echoed against her skull. She looked at the clock again and again, dread filling her with each minute that passed. Her palms sweated. Her leg bounced uncontrollably under her desk. Every time footsteps approached the classroom door, she flinched. Every time a student behind her whispered, her heart jumped. When the bell rang for the end of the school day, her throat tightened. They were coming. Mina rushed to her desk. We need to go now. I'm not hiding. Zara. If I run now, they'll do worse later. I need to know what they want. Mina looked like she might cry. You don't have to be brave, just be smart. Zara shook her head. Maybe being brave is the only way to stay alive. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Heavy, confident, intentional. Zara stiffened as Blonde Boy and Scarbrow appeared at the doorway. Their eyes locked on her immediately. It's time, Blonde Boy said. Zara swallowed hard and stood. Mina clutched her hand tightly. Text me if you're alive. Mina, Zara hissed. Mina's eyes widened. I'm serious. Blonde Boy raised an eyebrow. Cute, let's go. They led her up the stairs, past classrooms, past empty hallways toward the rooftop. Her heartbeat grew louder with every step. The air felt colder, the atmosphere heavier. Finally, they reached the metal door leading to the rooftop. Scarbrow opened it. Wind rushed in. And there he was. Yoon-teek stood near the edge, hands in his pockets, hair blowing in the breeze, eyes fixed on the city skyline. He didn't turn when they entered. He didn't need to. Zara felt it. He already knew she was there. Scarbrow nudged her forward. Blonde Boy closed the door behind them. Zara took a slow breath. I'm here, so talk. What do you want from me? Yoon-teek finally turned. And the look in his eyes. It wasn't anger. It was pain. What are you? He asked quietly. Zara blinked. What am I? He stepped closer, each movement controlled and terrifyingly slow. You look exactly like her. His voice cracked, barely but unmistakably. Exactly like my sister. Zara's stomach dropped. But I don't know you, she whispered. That's the problem, he murmured. You shouldn't exist. Her breathing hitched. Listen, I'm not Hana. I'm not related to anyone here. I just came for school. He stopped in front of her, their faces inches apart. I don't believe in coincidences, he said softly, and neither does the clan. His fingers tilted her chin up gently, not roughly, not violently. Almost afraid. Zara Okafor, he whispered. You being here means something dangerous. I'm not a sign, she whispered back. I'm a person. His eyes darkened. Not to them. Wind blew across the rooftop. The city hummed far below. Zara's pulse thundered in her ears. Then Yoon-taek said the words that made her knees weaken. They voted, and the council wants you gone. Zara froze. Gone how? He held her gaze. They want you dead. For a full second, Zara forgot how to breathe. The wind seemed to stop. Her heartbeat roared in her ears so loudly she thought the whole rooftop could hear it. Dead, she whispered. They want me dead, for looking like someone. Yoon-taek didn't flinch. For looking like her. That's insane, Zara's voice cracked with rising panic. I haven't done anything to deserve this. That doesn't matter, he said quietly, his eyes never leaving hers. In this world, truth isn't what decides your fate. Fear does. Zara staggered back a step. Blonde boy and Scarbrow tensed, ready to stop her if she tried to run. She felt cornered, trapped between the cold metal door and Yoon-taek's unreadable gaze. What did she do? Zara demanded. Hana, what did she do that makes you all think someone who looks like her is cursed? Yoon-taek's jaw tightened. She died. That's not an answer. It's the only one I'm giving you. Zara shook her head, tears stinging her eyes. That's not fair. You're judging me for someone else's fate, someone I don't even know. He looked away then, for the first time since she arrived, as if meeting her eyes burned. Hana's death destroyed this school, destroyed our clan, destroyed the balance that kept us safe. That has nothing to do with me. He snapped his gaze back at her. It has everything to do with you. Zara swallowed hard, her next words trembled. So what happens now? You just kill me. Silence. Painful, heavy, crushing. From the corner, blonde boy shifted awkwardly. Even he looked uncomfortable with how bluntly she said it. Yoon-taek exhaled slowly. The council wants your removal. And you, Zara whispered. He said nothing. That nothing was louder than any threat. Zara's chest tightened. Do you agree with them? He didn't answer. He simply stared at her like she was a question no one had prepared him to face. Something flickered in his eyes, fear, anger, guilt. She couldn't tell. Why did you drag me up here? Zara asked, voice trembling. To warn me, to threaten me. To understand, he said finally. To make sure you're real. What is that supposed to mean? That you're not a trick, or a setup, or sent by someone trying to mess with us. Zara blinked at him, stunned. I'm not a spy, I'm a student. I barely know how to say hello in Korean. Scarbrow snorted. Exactly what a spy would say. Blonde boy elbowed him. Shut up. Zara wiped her face angrily. Why me? Why out of all the people in the world would I be involved in your clan's drama? Yoon-taek's eyes softened, just a fraction. You shouldn't be, that's what terrifies them. Her breath hitched. Them, not you. He froze. Zara realized the truth instantly. Yoon-taek wasn't afraid of her. He was afraid for her. But before she could say anything, the rooftop door slammed open. All four of them turned. The masked boy. The one who warned her. The one who moved like a shadow in the halls. He stood there, rain-damp hair falling into his eyes, mask hiding everything but the intense, burning glare he aimed at the two boys guarding Zara. Step away from her, he growled. Blonde boy stiffened. You again, you're not supposed to interfere. Scarbrow muttered. You're supposed to be suspended. The masked boy ignored them, taking slow steps toward Zara. "I told you to stay away from her." "She came," Yoon-taek said quietly. "I didn't drag her." "She shouldn't be here," the masked boy snapped. "Not near you, not near any of you." Zara felt her heart skip. "Who are you?" she whispered. He didn't look at her. Not yet. "I'm the one trying to keep you alive," he said. Yoon-taek stepped forward, eyes narrowing. "Jin, this doesn't involve you." "It does now." "Why?" Jin finally looked at Zara. And for the first time, she saw something in his gaze she hadn't seen in anyone else here. Worry. Real. Raw. Terrified. His voice cracked, because she's already on their list. Zara froze. Whose list? Blonde boy shifted. Jin. "Don't pretend you don't know," Jin snapped. "The council already called a vote." Yoon-taek inhaled sharply. "Jin." Jin turned to him, fury in his eyes. Jin me, did you vote?" The rooftop fell silent. Zara felt her knees weaken. Yoon-taek didn't look at her. His voice was barely audible. "No." Scarbrow whispered. "He didn't need to. The vote was unanimous." Zara's breath caught. "Unanimous? Every single one of you voted to kill me." "No." Jin's voice cut through the cold air like a blade. "Not all of them. I didn't vote." Scarbrow scoffed. "You weren't allowed." "Exactly," Jin said. "Because they know I would have voted no." Yoon-taek's voice deepened. "Enough." "No." Jin took another step forward. "I won't let you do to her what you did to Hana." Zara felt her heart slam against her ribs. "What does that mean?" Jin ignored the question. His gaze never left Yoon-taek. "She's innocent. She doesn't know anything. But you're treating her like she already fits into some stupid prophecy." "It's not a prophecy," Scarbrow muttered. "It's a warning." "For idiots," Jin snapped. Yoon-taek's hands curled into fists. "This isn't your decision. And it shouldn't be yours either." Their stares clashed, tension thick enough to choke on. Zara stepped between them. "Stop." They both looked at her, shocked. Zara swallowed hard. "You're talking about my life like it's some vote in a meeting, like I'm not standing right here, like I don't get a say." Jin's eyes softened, but Yoon-taek's expression tightened. Zara took a shaky breath. "If you want to know who I am, ask me. Don't threaten me. Don't vote about me. I didn't choose to look like your sister. I don't even know her." Yoon-taek's voice dropped to a whisper. "That's the problem." "No," Zara said quietly. "The problem is you're letting fear control you." Scarbrow scoffed. Blonde boy shifted awkwardly. Jin looked proud. Yoon-taek looked, conflicted. "Let me be clear," Zara whispered. "I'm not leaving. I have a scholarship. I worked for it. I'm not running because your clan can't separate superstition from reality." Jin stepped closer protectively. "Zara." "No," she raised a hand. "I'm done being scared." Yoon-taek stared at her, expression unreadable. Then he spoke the last words she expected. "If you stay here," he whispered, "I won't be able to protect you." Her breath caught. "You were trying to protect me." His jaw tightened. "I'm trying not to watch another person die." Zara's heart twisted painfully. Before she could respond, a loud buzz echoed from the rooftop door. A voice called out urgently, "Council summons, all clan members now." Scarbrow cursed. Blonde boy ran for the door. Yoon-taek hesitated, eyes still locked on Zara. Jin stepped in front of her, protective. Yoon-taek whispered, "Don't go anywhere alone." Then he disappeared down the stairs. Jin slowly turned to Zara. "You need to leave this school," he said softly. "Tonight." Zara swallowed. "And if I do?" He looked at her like she was breaking his heart. "Then tomorrow," he whispered, "will be the day they come for you." Zara didn't sleep that night. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling of her tiny dorm room, the darkness pressing against her chest like a weight. Every sound outside made her flinch. Every passing footstep felt like someone coming to drag her out. She kept hearing their voices. "They voted. The council wants you dead." "She's already on their list." "I won't let them do to her what they did to Hana. If you stay, I can't protect you. What did that mean? What did any of it mean? And who was Hana really? Why did Zara resemble her so much that strangers reacted like they were seeing a ghost? Nothing made sense. At 2 a.m., her phone buzzed. Mina. Are you safe? Zara typed back. I think so, not sure. Another message came instantly. There's a rumor the council is meeting again before school starts. Don't walk anywhere alone, please. Zara hesitated. Then typed. Who is the council? Mina replied. You'll understand tomorrow. I'll explain everything in person. Just promise me you won't wander. Zara sent back a single word. Okay. But her chest stayed tight. Sleep didn't come. Morning arrived too soon. Zara moved through her routine like a ghost, shower, uniform, bag, each action shaky and slow. When she left her dorm building, the air felt colder, sharper. Students whispered before she even reached the main gates. She came back. She's brave or stupid. I'm betting on stupid. Did you hear? The clan is furious. Even the upper council is restless. They might do something today. Zara held her books tightly against her chest and kept her eyes on the ground. Her pulse wouldn't slow. Every whisper stabbed at her. Zara. She looked up to see Mina rushing to her, cheeks flushed from running. Are you okay? Please tell me you're okay. I'm here, Zara said softly. So I guess that's something. Mina pulled her into a tight hug. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, what if? I'm okay, Zara repeated, even though she didn't believe it. Mina took her hand. We need somewhere quiet, come on. They slipped toward the old music building at the far edge of campus. It was mostly abandoned, dusty practice rooms, locked storage closets, creaky floors. Nobody wanted to be there, which made it the only safe place to talk. Mina closed the door to the smallest practice room and locked it from the inside. Before you say anything, she whispered, listen to me carefully. Zara swallowed and nodded. You know Baekseong High isn't normal, but you don't know how deep it goes. I know about the Baekho Clan, Zara muttered. The boys in the jackets, everyone's terrified of them. That's only the surface, Mina said. The Baekho Clan is split into 2 branches, the regular members and the council. Council, Zara repeated. I keep hearing that word. They're the leaders, Mina explained. Not just students, but heirs. Sons of political families, high-level business owners, underground networks. The school is their training ground. Zara felt her blood run cold. So, they're really a mafia. Mina hesitated, then nodded. Yes, a very old one, a powerful one. Their reach goes far beyond this school. Zara exhaled shakily. Okay, fine, but what does that have to do with me? Mina's expression softened with something like grief. Because of Hana. Zara's throat tightened. Who was she? Hana was special, Mina whispered. She was gentle, kind, quiet, but she had something the council cared about. She was the only girl ever allowed into their circles, because she was the younger sister of Yoon Teek. Zara froze. Mina continued, voice trembling. 3 years ago, Hana died. They announced it as an accident, but accidents aren't supposed to tear a whole clan apart. Zara frowned. What do you mean? Hana's death caused chaos. Some believed she was murdered, some thought she was cursed, others thought she was the curse. Zara's breath caught, and because I look like her. They think it's a sign, Mina whispered. A bad one. Zara turned away, her chest tight and burning. This is ridiculous, she whispered. It's crazy. I know, Mina said softly, but they believe it, and what they believe is dangerous. Zara sank onto the dusty piano bench. Why would they think I'm a curse? Mina swallowed hard, because Hana said something before she died. Zara's heart slammed violently. What? Mina lowered her voice to barely a whisper. She said, a girl who looks like her would bring ruin to the clan, and when she died, that rumor spread like wildfire. Zara felt dizzy, like the world tilted beneath her feet. She said that. So the clan watches for her mirror. Anyone who resembles her, anyone who fits the prophecy, and if someone appears. They kill them, Zara finished, voice shaking. Mina looked away, to protect themselves. Zara pressed her hands to her face. This is insane. I don't believe in prophecies or curses, or whatever this is. Zara, Mina whispered, they do. Zara's eyes burned with fear and frustration. Why me? Why now? I don't know, Mina said, tears pooling in her lashes. But the timing, it's bad. Zara stiffened. Bad how? Because, Mina whispered, the clan is on edge. Someone been leaking information about them. Someone they believe is inside the school. They're hunting a traitor. And they think it's me, Zara choked out. Some of them, Mina admitted. They think your sudden arrival is a distraction, a setup. Zara stood abruptly, panic clawing at her throat. I need answers, from someone who actually knows what's going on. Mina grabbed her arm. Zara, stop, you can't go around confronting people. But Zara ripped her arm free and threw open the door. Standing right outside. Yoon-taek. His back was against the wall, arms crossed, as if he'd been waiting. Mina gasped. Zara's breath left her lungs. Yoon-taek lifted his gaze slowly. We need to talk, he said quietly. Zara stared at him with fire in her eyes. Then start talking. His jaw clenched. Not here. I'm done being dragged around this school like prey, Zara snapped. If you want me to listen, then answer me here. Mina whispered, Zara, please. Yoon-taek's voice dropped to something low, dangerous and tired. Hana left something behind, he said. Something only someone who looks like her can unlock. Zara froze. What? She whispered. He stepped closer. She left a warning, he said softly. A message for the person who would come after her. Zara's pulse stuttered. What kind of message? Yoon-taek met her eyes. One that says you're already in danger. The hallway suddenly filled with footsteps. Blonde boy, scar brow, two others Zara didn't recognize. All staring at her. All clan members, one of the boys said breathlessly. The council is calling an emergency assembly. Yoon-taek didn't look away from Zara. They're meeting about you. Zara felt her heart stop. Zara, Mina whispered shakily, run. Zara didn't move. She couldn't. Because Yoon-taek whispered. If you run, they'll chase you. Then he said something even worse. If you stay, they'll decide your fate. The hallway vibrated with tension. Zara stood frozen between Mina's trembling whisper and Yoon-taek's steady, suffocating stare. The air felt heavy, like it was pressing her against the floor, refusing to let her move. What do you mean, decide my fate? Zara whispered, her voice barely holding together. Yoon-taek didn't answer immediately. His gaze softened, not with kindness, but with something closer to regret. The council meets when something threatens the clan, and right now, they think you're that threat. I'm not a threat to anyone, Zara snapped, her fear twisting into anger. I'm just a girl, I just got here. That's the problem, Scarbrow muttered. Nobody just gets here. Not at this time, not looking like her. Blonde boy added, to them, your existence is the threat. Zara clenched her fists. Then they're insane. All of you are insane. Silence, an uncomfortable one. Yoon-taek stepped closer until he stood only a foot away. Don't say that again. Zara forced herself not to back down. Or what? You'll add another vote to kill me. His jaw tightened, but his voice stayed low. I didn't vote. Only because you didn't have to, Zara shot back. You knew the others would do it for you. His eyes flickered with something she couldn't read. Pain. Guilt. She didn't know, she didn't want to know. Jin appeared suddenly from the corner, mask still on, eyes burning with intensity. She's not going anywhere near that assembly. Scarbrow rolled his eyes. Here we go again. Jin ignored him and approached Zara. Come with me, now. Yoon-taek stepped into his path. Move. No, Jin straightened his shoulders. You're not taking her to them. I'm not taking her anywhere, Yoon-taek said calmly. But if you interfere again. What? Jin snapped. You'll punish me, kill me, add me to your damn list. Blonde boy interjected nervously. Guys, maybe. Quiet, both Yoon-taek and Jin snapped at the same time. Zara's voice broke. Stop, just stop. Both boys froze. She took a shaky breath. I'm tired of being talked about, fought over, hunted. I want answers. I deserve answers. I'm not going anywhere until I get them. Jin sighed heavily. Zara. No, she shouted. I'm not hiding anymore. You said Hana left a message. Show me. Yoon-taek's eyes darkened. Not here. Then where? Zara demanded. He hesitated, glancing at the door, the tightening shadows of approaching footsteps. Follow me. Jin stepped between them. She's not going with you alone. I'm not asking you, Yoon-taek replied. But I'm telling you, Jin shot back. I'm coming. Scarbrow groaned. This is so above our pay grade. Blonde boy elbowed him. Shut up before we all get expelled from breathing. Yoon-taek turned on his heel and walked quickly down the hallway. Zara hesitated only a moment before following. Jin stayed at her side, silent and tense. Mina remained behind, her face pale. Zara, be careful. I will, Zara whispered, though she didn't feel it. They passed through quieter corridors, the deeper parts of the school where the light seemed dimmer and fewer students dared to walk. Zara felt a chill run down her spine. This place feels different, she murmured. It should, Jin said quietly. You're in the restricted wing. That sounds illegal. It is, he replied simply. Yoon-taek stopped in front of a metal security door with an electronic lock. He entered a code, scanned a card, and placed his thumb on a sensor. The door clicked. Zara's breath caught as they stepped inside. The room was small, silent, cold, covered in shadows except for one flickering overhead light. And on a table in the center of the room sat a single object. A sketchbook. Zara felt her skin prickle. Yoon-taek walked toward it slowly, almost reverently. This is Hana, he said softly. Her last one. Zara's pulse quickened. You said she left a message. He nodded. Jin stepped closer too, arms crossed defensively. I found it the night she died. Zara turned to him. Found it, you were there. Pain flashed in Jin's eyes. I was supposed to protect her. The air grew colder. Yoon-taek opened the sketchbook, turning to the last page. Every page before was filled with soft, gentle sketches. Flowers, birds, the school courtyard, students she must have liked. But the last page... Zara felt her heart stop. It was a drawing of a girl. A girl with braids. Full lips. Brown skin. And eyes filled with fear and strength at the same time. It was her. It was Zara. Long before she was born. Drawn years before she ever stepped foot in Korea. Zara stumbled backward, shaking her head. No, no, that's impossible. She couldn't have drawn me. She never met me. This isn't real. This is why the council panicked, Jin said softly. This is why they think you're the curse, why they think you're dangerous. Zara stared at the drawing, heart trembling violently. Why would she draw me? Why me? Yoon-taek tugged the sketchbook closer and pointed to a tiny line of writing beneath the drawing. Zara leaned in. Her blood ran cold. When she arrives, everything will fall. Her throat tightened. What does that mean? Jin whispered. It means they think your arrival marks the beginning of the clan's downfall. Zara felt dizzy. A doodle in a sketchbook doesn't mean I'm a threat. Not to you, Jin said, but to them it's everything. Suddenly, the intercom system crackled to life. A cold voice echoed through the room. All council members. Assembly begins in 5 minutes. Report to the war room. Zara's breath caught. Jin stiffened. We need to leave before they realize she's here. Yoon-taek hesitated, staring at the sketchbook, then at Zara. Zara's voice broke. What are they going to do to me? Yoon-taek closed the sketchbook gently, his hands trembling for the first time since she met him. If they have their way, he whispered, they'll erase you. Zara's knees buckled, and Jin caught her by the arm. Not if I can help it, Jin said fiercely. Yoon-taek stepped closer, his voice low and urgent. Zara, listen carefully. Do not go anywhere alone. Do not trust anyone outside this room. And whatever happens next, do not let them corner you. But they always corner me, she whispered. He met her eyes with a seriousness so deep it shook her. Not this time, he said. The door suddenly rattled. Someone was outside. Blonde boy's panicked voice, muffled through the metal. Hyung, someone's coming. The council's guards, they're looking for her. Jin's grip tightened on Zara's wrist. Yoon-taek exhaled sharply. It's too late, he whispered. They've found us. The pounding on the metal door grew louder, sharper, more urgent. Zara's pulse surged into her throat as shadows moved beneath the gap, figures gathering on the other side. She could hear low voices, muffled but intense, the tone unmistakable. They were here for her. Blonde boy's whisper trembled through the door. Hyung, they brought the elite guards. They're checking every restricted room. Scarbrow's voice followed. We don't have time. They're 3 doors down. Zara's stomach twisted violently. Elite guards, for me. Why? Because the council thinks you're too dangerous to leave roaming around, Jin said sharply, grabbing her hand. We need to go, now. Yoon-taek's eyes flicked toward the sketchbook on the table, then to Zara. For a second, a heartbeat, he looked torn, tormented. Then all emotion vanished and he shifted into something colder. Focused, a leader. He shut the sketchbook with a quiet snap. Jin, take her through the back passage. Jin nodded instantly. Come with us. But Yoon-taek didn't move. I'm not leaving. If they find this room empty, they'll know we warned her. I can stall them. Zara's breath hitched. If you stay, they'll know you're protecting me. They already suspect, he said. I'll handle the consequences. Jin's voice hardened. They'll punish you. Yoon-taek didn't blink. I've been punished before. Zara stepped toward him without thinking. You don't have to do this. He looked at her then, really looked at her, and something fragile, painful, flickered behind his eyes. I do, he whispered. Because Hana died under my watch, I won't let that happen again. Before she could respond, the door handle rattled violently. A voice barked, open the door, now. Blonde boy hissed, Hyung, go, we'll cover you. Yoon-taek's jaw clenched. Jin, take her. Jin grabbed Zara's arm and rushed toward a small panel in the wall. He slammed his palm against it, and a hidden door slid open, revealing a narrow, dimly lit service corridor. This way. Zara looked back one last time. Yoon-taek stood by the table, shoulders squared, eyes cold and prepared. Blonde boy and Scarbrow flanked him. He wasn't scared. He looked ready to take the entire council, on if he had to. Jin yanked Zara into the secret passage. The panel slid, shut behind them, just as the main door was forced open. Shouts erupted. Then silence. Jin grabbed her wrist and whispered, run. They raced through the narrow passageway, their footsteps echoing against the walls. Zara's breath came in shaky bursts, but she refused to slow down. Jin led her through twists and turns, down a stairwell, across another narrow corridor lit by faint blue emergency lights. She stumbled, Jin steadied her, almost there. Where are we going? She panted. Somewhere no council member will dare enter. That doesn't make me feel better, she muttered breathlessly. It shouldn't, but it will keep you alive, Jin replied. They emerged into a dark mechanical room filled with pipes and humming equipment. Zara leaned against a wall, catching her breath. Jin removed his mask, revealing sharp cheekbones, a strong jaw, and eyes filled with exhaustion and something like fear. For her. Zara, he said quietly, voice raw, you can't stay here, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. The clan won't stop until they get you. She shook her head. But I didn't do anything. I'm not a curse. I'm not connected to Hana. This doesn't make sense. Jin exhaled sharply. It doesn't matter what's true, only what they believe. The council lost someone important. They need someone to blame. You showed up at the worst possible moment. Zara felt tears spill. Why me? Why me? I've never even been here before. How can I be part of any of this? Jin hesitated. There's something you don't know. She stiffened. Then tell me. He looked at her like he was breaking inside. Hana didn't draw you by accident. Zara's breath stopped. What does that mean? Before Jin could answer, the door to the mechanical room burst open. Zara jumped. 4 council guards stepped inside, tall, intimidating, dressed in black, eyes cold. Not students, not normal, trained. Jin immediately shoved Zara behind him. Stay behind me. One guard spoke into a radio. Subject found, underground mechanical wing. Jin's eyes sharpened with fury. You're breaking protocol. You're breaking the rules. The guard replied, Council wants the girl. Zara trembled. I'm not going anywhere with you. Not your choice, another guard said, stepping forward. Jin moved like lightning. He grabbed a pipe wrench lying on the floor and swung it with perfect timing, knocking one guard backward into the wall. Zara gasped at the sound. The other guard surged forward immediately. Jin slammed his shoulder into the nearest guard, knocking the radio out of his hand. Another guard grabbed Jin by the arm. Jin twisted out of the hold and landed a punch straight to his jaw. The third guard lunged for Zara. She screamed as he grabbed her wrist. Let her go, Jin roared, swinging the wrench. The guard released her just in time to dodge the blow, but the motion threw Zara off balance. She crashed into the metal pipes, pain shooting up her arm. Jin, she cried. He was already fighting all 3 guards at once. He moved with a terrifying mix of precision and desperation, landing blows, dodging hits, protecting her with everything he had. But 3 against 1 wasn't fair. And one landed a punch straight into his ribs. Jin gasped, stumbling. Another grabbed his arm and twisted it behind him. Zara panicked. Stop, stop. The tallest guard pinned Jin to the wall, squeezing his throat. You're interfering with council orders. Jin choked out. She doesn't belong to you. Zara saw Jin's knees buckling. No, she screamed, running forward. Let him go. A guard grabbed her by the collar and yanked her back. You're the one they want. Zara's chest tightened with terror. Please, please let go of him. He didn't do anything. The guard stared at her coldly. He helped you, that's enough. Jin's voice rasped out, fighting for air. Run, Zara, run. The guard holding him slammed him harder against the wall, and Jin's cry of pain tore through her. No, Zara screamed again, struggle wild, frantic, useless. Leave him alone. I'll go with you, just stop hurting him. The guards froze. The room went quiet. The one restraining her slowly loosened his grip. Zara shakily lifted her hands in surrender. Jin stared at her in horror. Zara, don't do this. Stop fighting, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Please, you'll get killed. He shook his head violently, pain twisting his features. They'll kill you. The guard behind him tightened his grip again. Jin's breath caught. Stop, Zara sobbed. Please stop hurting him. I'll go quietly. The guards exchanged glances. The leader nodded. Bring her to the council chamber, he said. Jin's voice broke, desperate. Zara, wait, don't. But the guard hit him across the head with a swift, brutal strike. Jin crumpled to the floor. No, Zara screamed. 2 guards grabbed her arms. She fought, she kicked, she clawed, but their grip was iron. Jin's body lay still. The guards began dragging her away. And as her tears blurred her vision, she saw something on the ground near Jin's hand. A small silver pendant. A tiger. Just like the Baekho emblem. Except this one was broken. Before she could make sense of it, the guards pulled her into the hallway, the door slamming shut behind them. And she realized she was being taken to the council to hear the decision of whether she lived or died. The hallway blurred around her as the guards dragged her forward, their grip cold and unyielding. Zara's heart pounded so violently she felt her ribs might crack. Her voice was gone from screaming Jin's name, and her throat ached with every ragged breath. She tried to look back, just once, to see if Jin was moving, breathing, anything. But the guards forced her head forward. "Keep moving," one snapped. Her feet barely touched the ground as they hauled her down endless corridors. They passed through wings of the school she didn't recognize, places too quiet, too empty, too controlled. Students avoided eye contact, pressing themselves against walls as the guards marched by with their prisoner. Whispers followed her like shadows. "They caught her. She's the one. The council will decide now. She shouldn't have come. Maybe this will fix everything." Fix everything. Her life was not a problem to fix. Her chest tightened painfully. The thought of Jin lying unconscious on the floor clawed at her insides. He had fought for her. He had protected her. He had been willing to take hits meant for her. And she had surrendered herself to save him. The guards stopped in front of two towering steel doors. One of them pressed his palm to a scanner, typed a code, then spoke into the panel. "Subject delivered." A cold voice answered, "Enter." The doors slid open with a heavy groan. Zara's breath caught. The room beyond didn't look like anything in a school. It looked like a council chamber out of a crime drama. Dim lights, polished black floors, a long table made of dark wood, and 12 seats arranged around it. Most were filled. 12 boys. 12 powerful heirs. 12 future Mafia leaders. The upper council. Their eyes lifted simultaneously when she stepped in, sharp, judging, cold. Their presence felt like a wall she couldn't break through. The guards shoved her forward. Zara stumbled but kept her balance. Her hands shook uncontrollably. One council member, the youngest looking, with soft features and a deceptively gentle expression, spoke first. "So you're the mirror." Zara swallowed hard. "My name is Zara." "We didn't ask your name," another snapped. Yoon Teek sat at the far end of the table, the head position. His posture was rigid, his jaw tight, his eyes unreadable. He looked at her, but he did not look away. A boy with dark hair tied back in a low ponytail leaned forward, tapping his fingers on the table. "We've all seen the picture. The resemblance is undeniable." "Coincidence," Zara whispered. "There are no coincidences here," another member said sharply. A tall, broad-shouldered boy with silver glasses adjusted them. Hana's prophecy was clear. Another heir nodded. "A girl who mirrors her would bring ruin." Zara's voice shook. "Prophecies aren't real, death is real, fear is real, but drawings aren't destiny." The boy with the glasses leaned back. "Funny, that's exactly what Hana said before she died." Zara's stomach twisted. One of the older council members scoffed. "She drew you. She predicted you. You expect us to ignore that?" "She never met me," Zara said, her voice cracking. "I wasn't even alive when she made those drawings." "So you admit it?" another asked. "You admit the drawings were about you?" "They were," she snapped. "They can't be." "Then why did she draw your face?" the ponytail boy asked softly. Zara opened her mouth, then closed it. Because she didn't have an answer. Because she didn't know. Yoon Teek's fingers curled against the table. "Enough." The room quieted instantly. He stood slowly, resting his hands against the table. His eyes met Zara, holding her in place with an intensity that felt like gravity. "Let her speak," he said. The ponytail boy raised a brow. "We've heard enough." Yoon Teek's voice deepened. "I haven't." A ripple of unease passed through the room. Zara forced herself to breathe, forced herself to stand straight, forced herself to find her voice. "I didn't come here for any of this," she whispered. "I came to study, to build a future. I didn't ask to look like someone else. I didn't ask to be part of your prophecies. I don't want your clan. I don't want your power. I want my life." Silence draped the room. Some council members softened, others hardened. The boy with glasses leaned forward. So you claim you have no connection to Hana? I don't, Zara said. I never met her, I didn't know she existed. And yet she drew you. Zara's voice trembled. Then she drew a stranger, not a threat. And what if she knew something we did? Another member mused. What if she saw the danger before it arrived? I'm not the danger, Zara whispered. Your fear is. For a moment, even if briefly, something flickered across Yoon-taek's face. Pride. Respect. Recognition. She didn't know. But the council did. And it made them bristle. So she has a mouth, one muttered. Figures. She's bold, another said. Bold is dangerous. Bold is stupid, someone else muttered. No, Yoon-taek said quietly. Bold is honest. The room fell uneasily silent. The ponytail boy narrowed his eyes. You're too close to this, Teek. I'm the clan head, he replied. I decide what I'm close to. No, the boy shot back. Your emotions decide for you. Something snapped in the air. Zara felt it, the tension between them, the buried history, the unresolved trauma tied to Hana's death. Yoon-taek stepped away from the table, approaching Zara slowly. Not with malice, but weighed down by something deeper. When he stopped in front of her, she held her breath. He studied her face again, as if searching for something he wasn't sure he wanted to find. You shouldn't exist, he whispered. Zara's breath hitched. I know. But you do. I didn't ask to. But you're here. I didn't choose to resemble her. His voice shook barely, but she heard it. I know. A heavy silence followed. She could see it in his eyes. Conflict, grief, fear, hope, anger, all tangled into one storm. Then the ponytail boy rose. This is pointless. The prophecy was clear. She brings ruin. We cannot risk another Hana. Yoon-taek turned sharply. Enough. Then vote, the boy challenged. Zara felt her chest cave in. Vote. The word echoed like a death sentence. One council member stood. We vote for removal. Another, removal. Another, removal. Her vision blurred. Her knees weakened. Voices piled on top of each other, each one a knife. Removal. 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 Jin had fought for her. Mina had warned her. And now she stood here, hearing her death announced like a schedule. When the 10th removal echoed, Zara felt the world fatting. Then, Yoon-taek's voice cut through the chamber like thunder. No. Every head snapped toward him. His hands were clenched, his eyes blazing. I refuse removal. The room erupted. You can't. She's dangerous. You're blinded. She'll destroy us. You're risking the clan. You're choosing a stranger over blood. Yoon-taek slammed his hand on the table. She is not Hana's curse. Silence fell instantly. The ponytail boy scoffed. Then what is she? Yoon-taek turned to Zara. And for the first time since she arrived, his voice softened. She is innocent. Zara's eyes filled. He faced the council again. I'll take responsibility for her. Gasps filled the chamber. She stays, Yoon-taek said. And if she brings ruin, the ponytail boy snapped. Then I'll fall with her, Yoon-taek replied. Silence swallowed the room whole. The council stared, shocked, furious, confused. But the rules were clear. The clan head's vote overruled them all. Zara wasn't dead. Not today. Not yet. The meeting ended in chaos, voices clashing, chairs scraping, council members storming out in anger. The guards released her. Zara stood frozen, shaking uncontrollably. Yoon-taek walked to her slowly. You're safe, he whispered, for now. She swallowed, trembling. Why did you do that? His eyes darkened, emotion simmering beneath the surface. Because, he said quietly, I won't let them kill another girl who looks like my sister. Her heart twisted. But listen carefully, he continued. You're still in danger more than ever. Zara's voice cracked. What do I do? He stepped closer, too close, his voice a breath. You stay near me. Her breath hitched. And whatever you do, he whispered, don't trust anyone else. Zara stared at him, fear and confusion blurring everything. But there's something you need to know, he said softly, almost painfully. Something inside Zara froze. What? Yoon-taek leaned in. Hana didn't draw the prophecy. Zara's voice trembled. Then who did? He met her eyes. And the answer chilled her to the bone. We don't know. Her blood turned to ice. He continued, voice barely above a whisper. But they believe, he paused, swallowing hard. They believe someone is still out there, someone who wanted you here, someone who planned this. Zara's breath broke. Who? He shook his head. We don't know. Then he said the final words that locked fear into her bones. But they're coming for you. Zara's world tilted. Her lungs refused to work. And Yoon-taek whispered, this isn't the end, it's only the beginning. Zara's nightmare has only just begun, and the truth is darker than she can imagine. Subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know if you're ready for part 2.